clear to you. But before proceeding further, I just wanted to take a quick recap of what we have discussed yesterday so that the students who are new to this session today, who have just joined, will come to know that what have we discussed yesterday in the last session. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. In the day one, in the day one, I have introduced myself to you, that my name is Ritu and this course is of 40 days. Each session will be of 1 hour and course fee was mentioned to you. Course fee was mentioned to you, that is including GST. Now, about the course content, it's mentioned. Timings are as per scheduled timings. Timings are as per scheduled timings. So let's proceed further today. Yesterday we discussed what actually the Python is. Python is a general purpose, simple, platform independent, highly interpreted and high level programming language. After this, we have discussed about kind of applications one can develop by using Python. In this, we discussed about that by learning Python, what all we can do is, just a second, students, just a second. Okay. So by learning Python, we can develop many applications such as website development, Java programming language, and C, C++, although they are also helping in website development. But if we talk about the Python, as I've told you, it is a simple platform independent language. With the help of Python, we can develop the gaming applications, artificial intelligence applications like machine learning and deep learning cannot work without Python. So for machine learning and deep learning, we need to have the knowledge of Python. Then we discussed about the desktop GUI, that is graphical user interface applications, then image processing applications, text processing based applications, business applications, audio video based applications, YouTube and all, web scraping, harvesting applications, data visualizations. Then after that, numerical and complex mathematical operations can also be solved with the help of Python programming. Software development, of course, is done by the Python. CAD and CAM applications. Automation industry is nowadays using Python programming language. Education programs are learning automation industry, console-based applications, animation industry. If you want to work as a data analysis or data analytics, you need to have the knowledge of Python. So everywhere, in every field, in nowadays, Python is working. Python is the hottest language which is working. Now, after that, we went ahead with the history of Python, in which we discussed about that it is a general purpose programming language which was conceived in the year 1990 and was brought into action in year 1989. Python programming language was officially released to the industry in 1991, February 20, and Guido van Rossum He is the father of Python programming language. It was developed by Guido van Rossum. It was developed at Centrum Wiskunde Informatica, that is CWI Institute in Netherlands. ABC programming language is the predecessor of Python programming language. Now, as I've told you, it is now has been taken care by non-commercial organization, that is Python Software Foundation, PSF. And official website of Python Software Foundation is www.python.org, from where we can freely download the Python. Students, we need to download the latest versions, that is 3.12. Now, MNCs which are using is three types of versions, 1.x, where 1 is the major version, and 0.x, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. These are the minor versions which are outdated nowadays. And Python does not support the backward compatibility. Now, Python 2.x, 2 is the major version and x represents the minor version, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. And right now, the latest version is 3.12.1. 0.1 means 3.12 is the major version, where 3 is the major version, 0.12 is the minor version. But 0.1, when they make the minor changes, they give it a name of 0.1 or 0.2. 3.12.1, 3.12.2 means minor changes are made in this. Okay, so we recommend you to download the Python program from the official website, that is 3.12, from www.python.org. Do you want me to tell you right now that how to go ahead and how to download it, downloading process? Although I have told you yesterday, do you want me to do it today as well? Please confirm in the chat box, students. No, not required, not needed. Madhuri, just go. You are the only student who is asking for this. You just need to go to the website www.python.org. There you need to click on downloads. There you'll get downloads for Windows. Downloads for Windows. You need to install it. And after installing, you will get the Python. Okay. Now let's go ahead. Features of Python. Features of Python. Fine. Features of Python. So now when we are discussing about the features of Python, we started with the first feature. It has 11 features. Mohit, can I this PDF? Mohit, you need not to worry about it. You will get the PDF format of whatever we are discussing in the class. You will get it in the PDF format. After 2 classes, whatever you'll study in the class will be in the PDF format only. And even if once you paid the fee, you will get the PDF only. Is this clear? Is this clear? Any other question? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Let's proceed further. As we know, we discussed about the features of Python. We were discussing about, and 4 features we have already discussed. Features of Python are what? Features are Python, if we discuss, is nothing, just a second. Are nothing but services or facilities provided by the language developers in the languages. And they are used by the language programmers for developing the real-time applications. Python program provides 11 features. And they are simple, freeware and open source, platform independent language, dynamically typed programming language, interpreted programming language, high-level programming language, robust, extensible, embedded, both functional and object-oriented. It also supports the third-party APIs such as NumPy and Pandas, Matplotlib, SkyPy, Scikit, Keras, Seaborn, etc. Now, we need to remember that Python is inspired from the 4 different languages. It has learned functional programming language from C, object-oriented programming from C++, modular programming language from Modulo 3, and scripting programming from Perl. Scripting programming from Perl. Then what do we understand by simple? Why it is known as the simple programming language? Python is one of the simple programming language because of its 3 important features, technical factors. What are those? It provides the rich set of APIs. APIs are what? They are the libraries. Otherwise, the full form of API is Application Programming Interface. So that Python program can reuse the predefined code without writing our own code, and hence Python-based applications are easy to develop. So we need not to write our own code because of it provides the APIs. With the help of that we can reuse the predefined code. Okay, and that is why it is easy to develop. Now, as I've told you, API is application programming interface. And API, we need to remember that API is a collection of modules. So whatever file name we save, that will be considered as module. API is a collection of module. A module is a collection of functions, variables, classes like calendar, math, CMath, OS, re, random, etc. So we have discussed about it, and we will definitely discuss about it later on. This is just a basic. This is just a basic. Platform independent sorry, second factor. Python programming provides the garbage collector facility. What is the meaning of garbage collector? Garbage collector is it takes care about automatic memory management. So what is a garbage collector? It takes care about the automatic memory management, whose role is to run the regular Python program. Okay, after running the regular Python program, whatever memory is unused, it deletes that, it removes that, which helps in the performance of Python-based application. Okay, which helps in improvement of performance of Python-based application. So garbage collector takes care of automatic memory management. Whatever the memory is unused, garbage collector comes and remove it. Now, Python program provides user-friendly syntaxes. User-friendly syntaxes means syntaxes are what? Syntaxes are equivalent to the, what I have told you students yesterday. Syntaxes are equivalent to what? In the mathematics, we have the formulas. So syntaxes are equivalent to formulas. So Python programming provides the user-friendly syntaxes for those who are not from the IT background. This is for those, so that the Python programmer can develop error-free program in limited span of time. So we need to take care of the syntaxes. Second is platform independent language. In platform independent language, if we talk about, because data types remains same on all types of OSs. And in effective platform independent language, all types of values are stored in the form of objects. Please remember that all types of values are stored in the form of objects. That is the only reason we can store unlimited amount of data in the Python. Hence, Java, if we talk about Java object contains the size restricted, whereas Python objects contains the unlimited size and unlimited values can be stored in it. Python, Python or in Python, all values are stored in the form of objects, as I've told you. Now, next is freeware and open source. Freeware and open source, it is called freeware because it can easily be downloaded freely from its official website, that is Python software. Open source, why it is open source? Because the standard name of Python is CPython. So some of the company vendors came forward and customized the CPython and used the customized versions as their in-house tools in the company. Okay, now what are those customized versions and customized tools? Like JPython or Jython is used for running the Java-based applications. IronPython or IPython used for running C#.NET application. MicroPython is used to develop microcontrollers. Ruby is used to run Ruby-based application, and Anaconda is used to run the Hadoop applications. Hadoop means big data applications. Let's go ahead now. Now, dynamically typed programming language, and it is a dynamically typed programming language. We know that we have two types of programming language. One is static typed and second is dynamically typed. Now, when we talk about the static type programming language, what does that mean? Java is a static type programming language in which we need to define a variable all the time. Like integer A, B, C. These are the variables. We need to mention that this is int. Declaration is mandatory in this. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, C is equal to A plus B. But in spite of this, if we talk about, if we talk about Python, it is a dynamically typed programming language. What does that mean? What does that mean? Like if I write A is equal to 10, B is equal to 2.5, and C is equal to A plus B. This is what I have given you the example yesterday. This was the example I have given you yesterday also. Just a second, students. A plus B. A plus B. Now, print A, comma, type of A. We need not to define a variable here. It is a class int. Now, print B, comma, type of B. Type of B. Just a second, students. So this is the class float. Now, print C, type of C. Now, this is also a class float. So we need not to define a variable. It is already defined. So that is why it is known as a dynamically typed programming language. Okay. So all types of Python programming are stored in the form of objects. Right? Now let's proceed further. Let's proceed further with the today's session. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and let's proceed further. Okay. Now, in the day 2, features of Python will be continued. Features of Python will be continued. Let's proceed further. Let's proceed further. Now, next feature is interpreted programming language. Interpreted programming language. What does that mean? Whenever we develop any Python program, whenever we develop any Python program, we give some file name. As you know, we need to give some file name to that. That is with extension .py, like file name .py extension, so that it will be clear it is a Python file. But whenever we execute the Python programs, two process takes place internally. Internal process I'm talking about. One is compilation process and second is a execution process. Now, what do we understand by compilation process and the execution process? When we talk about the compilation process, students, in compilation process, the Python source code submitted to the Python compiler and it reads the source code, checks for the errors by verifying the syntaxes. And if no error found, then when Python compiler converts it into the intermediate code that is extension .pyc. So file name will be saved with the .pyc extension. Okay. And if error found in source code, then the error will be displayed on the console. And execution process, the PVM reads the Python intermediate code line by line, convert it into the machine understandable language and reads by the OS and processor and finally gives results. Let us understand it better with the help of flowchart. Flowchart. But before that, let me tell you that Python program execution, compilation process and execution process is taking place line by line conversion, and it is one of the interpretation based programming language. Now, what is PVM? What is PVM? Because PVM takes care of everything. PVM is Python Virtual Machine. It is one program in Python software whose role is to read line by bytecode and convert it into the machine understandable code. That is a binary code. Now let's understand it with a flowchart. Let's understand it with a flowchart. This is a Python execution. Now I have saved one file that is with the name of sum.py. Sum.py. This is a source code. After that, the compilation process takes place. The compilation process takes place. Python compiler reads the source code line by line and convert it into the intermediate code with the extension .pyc. This is an internal process. This is the internal process. And when it's saved with the .pyc extension, this is called a bytecode. This is a source code and this is a bytecode. After that, the execution process takes place. This is the intermediate code. PVM. PVM, what will it do? It reads the source bytecode line by line and convert it into the machine understandable format. So we all know the machine understandable format is a binary code, which is read by the OS and the processor. And after that, it gives result. After that, it gives result. Is this clear to you? Is this clear to you? Any questions till now? Please ask the question if anybody is not clear. Clear. Very good. Very good. So this is the internal process. This is the internal process. Let's go ahead. Now, it is a high-level programming language. After the fifth interpreted programming language in which the compilation process and the execution process takes place. Just hold for a second, students. Okay. We are going to discuss about the next. It is a next feature. It is a high level programming language. Generally, we have two types of programming language. They are low level programming languages and high level programming language. Now, what do we understand by low level programming language? Low level programming languages are those which represent the data in the lower, which represent the lower level data, like binary, octal, and hexadecimal. And this data is not understandable by the programmer or the end user, right? Am I right? Like whenever we write the data in the binary format, in the octal format, or in the hexa format, hexadecimal format, this is by default not understandable by the programmer or the end user. Will you be able to understand this? What is this written? What is this written? We all know in binary format we have 1 and 0. But if we talk about the high level programming language, it is the program which represents the data into the lower level. It converts the lower level data like binary, octal, and hexa into the high level programming language. Let me give you the example of this. Let me give you the example of this. Let me write A is equal to 0B, 0B, 111, 000, 111. Now, if I write print A, and I wanted to know what type of value it is, type of C, it's 455. So that is the only reason it is known as the high level programming language. If I write octal data, B is equal to 0023, 23. Now, print B, print B, comma, type of B. So it is converting into the user-friendly language or the programmer understandable language. So that is the only reason it is called as the high level programming language. High level programming language, right? Okay, let's go ahead. It is a robust programming language. Robust means strong. Why it is called as a robust programming language? Because of its exception handling. Now, what are exceptions? Exceptions are the runtime errors of the program. So whenever we run the program, it generates, sometimes whenever we run the program, it generates the technical error messages. Technical error messages. Now, these technical error messages are called as exceptions. Now, handling those exceptions, it means process of converting those technical error messages into user-friendly error messages is called exception handling. Like, if it generates any technical error message which is not understandable by the end user, as you are going to the ATM and try to enter the invalid PIN. Invalid PIN. So you get the error invalid PIN, right? Invalid PIN or any other message. It means that is a user-friendly error message. So handling those exceptions, converting those technical error messages into user-friendly error messages is known as the exception handling. Now, if the Python program uses exception handling, it means it is a robust programming language. Any questions till now, students? Any questions? Okay. Yes.
Oh, yes. I've got a question on the low, high level programming and low level
Level
programming.
programming language. Okay, you wanted to
Yeah.
ask about it.
So yes. So the low level programming is it the binary? Is it a system language?
It is a binary, yes. The system language. Do everyone understand the binary language? No. Do everyone understand the octal language? No. Not even the hexadecimal, right? But
Yes.
when we talk about the Python, it converts the low-level programming language to the high-level programming language so that everyone can understand this. The programmer also and the end user also.
Okay.
Yeah. That is why I've given
All
you
right.
the example. The programmer also and the end user also.
Okay. So yes, thank you. Then it means the low level programming languages,
Mm-hmm.
it's understand by the machine, and the
Yes,
high level programming languages, it's understand by programmer
programmer and the end user, both.
and the end user. Okay, thank you.
Fine?
I think it's clear. All right, thank you.
Okay, fine. Any other question? Any other question? No questions. Let's proceed further. Let's proceed further. Now, robust, I have told you, it is robust because of its exception handling. Because of its exception handling. Extensible. Python programming giving its programming facility to the other languages also. We know that it is giving its programming facilities to the other languages like that is why Jython, JPython, IPython, Python. So these were there, right? But C++, it is also giving facilities to the C++, which means Python code can also be written in the other languages also. Other languages also. So Python is one of the extensible programming language because of its code can be written in the other languages also. Clear? Now, embedded. Python programming can call other language coding segments for fastest execution. Please remember that it can call other language coding segments also for its fastest execution. So, Python code can call C programming code also. It can also call C programming code also. Now, extensive support of third-party APIs. As Python libraries, APIs can do many tasks and operations, but sometimes it is unable to perform the complex operations. And in order to solve such complex operations more easily and quickly, it uses the third-party APIs. It takes help of the third-party APIs like NumPy, which is used for complex numerical calculations, Pandas, which is a analysis tool, Matplotlib, that is for data visualization, SkyPy and Skykit also. SkyPy and Skykit also. Now, after the features, we are going to discuss about the identifiers and literals. Identifiers and literals. Now, what are identifiers and what are the literals? Let's go ahead and talk about it. Literals in Python are nothing but the values passing to the Python program. So whatever value will pass to the Python program is called the literal. Programmatically, whenever we write any Python program, we must enter inputs, and such inputs are called literals or the values. So all types of values, whatever we make, are the literals. In Python programming, we have 5 types of literals: integer literal, floating point literal, str literals, boolean, and collection literal. Identifiers or variables in Python. So whenever we enter input or literals, they are stored in the main memory by allocating the sufficient amount of memory space with the help of data types. Now, in order to process those data which was stored in the main memory as a programmer, we must give some distinct name, and these names makes us to identify the values stored in the memory space. So these names which are stored, which are helping us to identify the literals, are known as the identifiers. The values of identifiers are changing or verifying during program execution, and hence identifiers are also called variables. Please remember this, that identifiers are also called variables. All types of inputs or literals must be stored in the form of variables, and all types of variables are called objects. As we all know, everything is stored in the form of objects. Now, what is a variable? Variable is an identifier whose value can be changed during the execution of the program. Rules for using identifiers or variables in Python. Now, when we follow the rules, please remember that we must follow the rules that variable name is a combination of alphabet, digit, and a special symbol, that is underscore only. And if we talk about the first letter, it must start either with the alphabet or with the underscore. It should not be start with the digit, okay, or any other special symbol. Like examples are given. If we write 1ABC is equal to 23, this will be invalid. This will be invalid. If I write salary 123 is equal to 45, it is valid. If I write underscore salary is equal to 4.5, this is valid. If I'm using, in spite of underscore, if I'm using any other special symbol like dollar, this will be invalid. You need to practice these. Once you'll get the PDF, students, you need to practice these. Where? In the Python program. Okay, will you be able to do that? This will be the task for you. Will you be able to do that? Will you be able to do that, students? Yes, very good. Very good. Now, let's take the other examples. No special symbols are allowed within variable name except underscore only. If we'll try to use hash, whenever we use hash is used for commenting purpose only. Hash is used for commenting purpose only. Okay, like if I write sal is equal to 45, that is valid. But employee space sal, space is a special symbol, so it is not acceptable, so it is invalid. But if we'll write sal hash employee, it is 56, it is valid, but salary will be printed as 45. Sal is 45 because hash employee hash is used as a special symbol. Sal dash employee, it is 56, invalid again. So what I've told you is underscore, alphabet, and digit is acceptable, and hash is used for commenting. invalid. Why? Because else is a keyword. But if I write else one, that is valid. If is invalid because if and else are the keyword. Underscore if is valid. Int is equal to 67. It is valid because all types of class names are not keywords. Are not keywords. All variable names are case sensitive. Age is equal to 9 is valid. Age, if we'll write in capital, that is also valid. Age 21 is valid. If we'll write like this is also valid. So all the variables are case sensitive. It is always recommended to take the user-friendly variable name. Like if we'll write total salary of an employee, because if we'll give space, that will be the special symbol. But if we'll write total salary of an employee, that will be very confusing. It is valid, but it is not recommended. So what we can do is total underscore salary underscore employee is equal to 45, which is valid also and recommended also. Next session will be on data science. We'll take a quick recap of what we have discussed yesterday, means today. Tomorrow we'll take a quick recap of what we have discussed today. And if you have any questions, you can always mail me on my personal mail ID. My personal mail ID, that is ritu.logiclabs@gmail.com. Some of the students asked the questions. Okay, let me ask them. Joseph wanted to ask. Yes, Joseph, please tell me. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Your email, you said it's Ritu dot
Logic Labs. Let me write it in the,
Logic Lab.
let
Okay,
me
can
write
you write
it
it in
here.
the chat?
Yes, in the chat. Ritu
Okay.
dot Logic Labs @gmail.com. Please note it down, and in case you want to contact our support team, you can always contact them also. Is this clear? You got that? Everyone has got my mail ID? Yes. Even after the session, if you have any questions, you can always mail me. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Dave wanted to ask the question. Yes, Dave, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, hi Ritu. Like my concern here is that are we taking this course for Python from some automation point of view, or we are just taking it in a general way?
This is the Python course, Python basic from advanced. Because to know the Python, you need, if you want to go for deep learning or for automation industry or for anything else, you need to have the basic to advanced knowledge, right?
Right.
Rest, if you go to any of the field, they definitely provide you their own detail, their own, training also.
Got it. Got it. So
Got it?
basically, once I'm done with course and have a good hands on this course, then
Exactly.
it will
That
become
is
easy
for you to
for.
understand that.
Okay, got it.
Okay, because the training, their product training, they will definitely provide you.
Basically, my job is toward, automation on AWS side and all that. So I was asking from that perspective.
Okay, so you need to have the knowledge of Python. That will be very helpful for you.
Got
Okay, thank you. Any other question? Any other question? Okay. One student is, okay, yes. Yes, Anthony, please tell me.
Okay. Oh, yes, my question is on the identifier.
Identity file.
Yes, yes. So can you use the reserved words?
Identifiers. Yes. What do you want to know about
Yes,
it?
yes. I want to know on the if we want to assign or declare the variables in the Python.
You want
Can
me to do
you?
that?
No. I'm just putting the question to you.
Okay.
Yes, I'm saying the variables. There's a reserved word in every programming language.
Mm-hmm.
Then my question is, can I use that reserved words to declare the variable?
Yes, you can use that to declare the variable.
Oh,
You can do
oh, okay. Okay, thank you. That was my question. All right.
that. Okay, no problems.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any other questions, students? Any other questions? No questions. So let's wind up the session today. Let's wind up the session today. Tomorrow, we are going to take a quick recap of this and we'll proceed further with the data science. Okay, till then, Dave wanted to ask the question again. Yes, Dave, tell me.
Yeah, Riti, just a quick question. Do you suggest any good book to go in parallel?
See, it's without practice, without anything, I can't suggest any book to you. If you want to, there are a lot many books available in the market,
Mhm.
but without practice,
Yeah.
you can't do anything. Even whatever we are discussing in the class, you need to practice that. Every day you need to practice that. Otherwise, you will forget it.
Yeah. So are we going to get the some exercise content from your side also
Yes,
to
yes,
do?
yes, yes. Whatever
Okay.
we'll discuss in the class, you will get the PDF of that.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions, students? Yes, Manohar, tell me.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, do we use any IDE in this course like Jupyter Notebook or PyCharm?
Yes, you can. We will
Okay.
use. I am going to use the Edit Plus. I will tell you about the IDE and PyCharm also, and I'll let you know about them so that you can
Okay.
actually work on them as well.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
And thank you. Okay, Sumit. Yes, Sumit, tell me.
Yeah, hi. The question is basically after doing this training,
Mm-hmm.
will it help us to do any kind of certification like how we have for AWS and the associate or
Yes,
solution
yes,
architect?
yes, yes. You will. This will be helpful for your certification also if you want to go ahead with the certification.
So which certificate is the certificate that one should go for?
There are a lot many. There are a lot many. It totally depends on you which certificate you want to go. Like for AWS, you have the certification course. For Python also, you have the certification course. There are a lot many. You can go ahead. There are a lot many companies also who are providing the certification. So you can go ahead with the NAS also.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Any other question? No questions. Okay, let's wind up the session today. Rest we'll discuss tomorrow. Till then, keep practicing and take care of yourself. Goodbye.